Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette signs Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have given up on long-distance relationship plan. Full-time Wichita life might not be the way to go. The Golden Bachelorette stars Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple have been engaged in a long-distance relationship for months, but their dynamic may not be sustainable. Joan and Chock met through the dating competition, with their shared interests, humor, and values evident on their first date. Chock quickly established himself as a seasoned front-runner, and his relationship with Joan strengthened over time. By the finale of The Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan's choice was clear. Chock was awarded the final rose, and he proposed. Since their reality TV stint, Joan and Chock have kept busy with constant traveling. The couple bounces from state to state while pursuing professional and recreational opportunities. While these travels allowed Joan and Chock to meet up often, their busy schedules have put constraints on their time together. Joan has been visiting Chock's hometown in Kansas frequently. She may be reconsidering her decision to stay in Maryland. However, if she does relocate, she may regret the sacrifice and resent Chock. Joan has made the effort to meet with Chock and his social network in his hometown. When she visited Wichita, Kansas, in late February, Chock took Joan to a reunion to meet some friends. In a video posted to Joan's Instagram, she connects with several guests. Joan seems genuinely excited to meet the people who've worked alongside her fiancé. These connections could be as fruitful for Joan as they are for Chock. Joan has been traveling frequently on behalf of the relationship, and this excursion was no exception. The star is embracing everything that Chock holds dear. Chock has been very vocal about his adoration of Wichita, and Joan seems to share his sentiment. This trip wasn't her first social visit, as Joan flew to Kansas in January. On this trip, Chock took Joan to his favorite spots. The various pictures posted to Joan's Instagram, in which they beam with happiness, illustrate Chock's connection to the city. He was ecstatic to share his home with the woman that he loves. Joan seemed equally excited about the opportunity. Kansas may be lingering on her mind, but the big move may not be best for the reality star. Chock has made it clear he would be unwilling to move for good. Chock built an empire for himself in Kansas, as he owns 3 houses in Wichita and its surrounding areas. Chock also comes from a long line of insurance professionals and has not broken tradition. According to Chock's LinkedIn, he originally owned CIG Insurance but sold the company in 2020. Chock then established Insurance Services Group, a full-service insurance agency local to Wichita. Chock's love of Wichita has seeped into his online content. The executive posted an Instagram video in mid-February discussing his favorite aspects of the city. He's talked about Kansas' affordable housing and activities, and mentioned Joan is hooked on the area after getting a $40 hour-long massage. Chock may be trying to sell Joan in the area. Some fans are second-guessing Chock's intentions, with one comment reading, "Old man set in his ways. Forget changing his mind, Joan." It seems their audience isn't confident that Chock would be flexible for the relationship. Joan may have to bite the bullet if the couple wants to move in together. This would complicate things, as Joan has roots in her hometown of Rockville, Maryland as well. Joan is willing to make sacrifices for their relationship, as she frequently visits Chock, but doesn't want to move entirely. Joan and Chock bonded over their shared prioritization of family. Subsequently, neither party wants to move away from their support systems. Chock's children have moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, but Joan's family still resides locally. Even if her children weren't an easy commute, Joan's 92-year-old mother, Mary, lives in a local senior home. Joan is concerned about her mother's health, as evident in episode 3 when she gets a phone call regarding Mary's respiratory issues. In this episode, Joan admits Joan would never leave her family behind, especially considering her mother's age. If Joan were to move to Kansas, she might regret the decision. The Golden Bachelorette may be feeling pressure from outside sources, but she must remain true to herself. Bachelor fans may not see a large commitment like relocation for some time. Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple captured hearts on Asterisk, the Golden Bachelorette Asterisk with their mature love story, proving that romance can bloom beautifully at any age. Their relationship felt like a dream come true. Two individuals who had experienced love and loss, finding each other in a setting as magical as a reality TV fairy tale. But as the final rose wilted and real life set in, it seems like the long-distance relationship plan they once championed may not be as sustainable as they initially believed. For months, Joan and Chock spoke enthusiastically about making a long-distance romance work. With Joan rooted in Maryland and Chock firmly established in Wichita, Kansas, they assured fans that they would take turns traveling, maintaining a balance between their individual lives and their love story. But recent signs suggest that reality has begun to set in, and it's looking less and less likely that they will commit to a life of constant travel or relocate permanently. #1. The lack of travel updates. When the show ended, Joan and Chock often shared updates about their travels, posting pictures from airports, cozy weekends in each other's cities, and even FaceTime screenshots showcasing their dedication to keeping the spark alive. However, in recent months, their social media presence has shifted. The once frequent posts about visiting one another have dwindled, replaced by more solo snapshots and time spent with family and friends instead of romantic getaways. Fans have started noticing the absence of travel updates and are speculating that Joan and Chock might be quietly stepping away from their ambitious long-distance commitment. If their initial enthusiasm was strong, the lack of frequent trips between Maryland and Kansas could be a telling sign that the logistics are proving too challenging. #2. Joan's renewed focus on family. Joan has always been vocal about how much her family means to her. Her decision to leave Asterisk, the Bachelor Asterisk, was based on a family emergency, and she has remained clear about her priorities. Lately, she has been sharing more moments spent with her children and grandchildren, which suggests that the pull of family obligations may outweigh her desire to uproot her life for love. She recently posted about helping plan a family event and spending quality time with her grandkids, something that might be more difficult if she were constantly on a plane back and forth to Kansas. Fans have speculated that while her feelings for Chock remain strong, she may be realizing that she is not willing to give up proximity to her family for the sake of their romance. #3. Chock's deep roots in Wichita. While Joan has made it clear that she values family, Chock has also emphasized his deep roots in Wichita. He has a strong community, a thriving social life, and a lifestyle that he enjoys. Early on, he mentioned that he would be open to traveling or relocating if necessary. But as time has passed, he has not taken any visible steps toward doing so. His social media still showcases his active life in Wichita, from golf outings with friends to local charity events. If there were serious plans for a relocation, one would expect to see hints of that change in his life. But instead, everything seems firmly planted where it always has been. The idea of a full-time life in Wichita for Joan may have been entertained in the heat of the romance, but in practice, it seems less and less likely to happen. #4. The subtle shift in language. In the early days of their relationship, both Joan and Chock used phrases like, "we'll figure it out," and "love conquers all." But lately, their language has become more tempered and practical. In a recent interview, Joan mentioned that she and Chock were seeing how things go, rather than definitively stating that their long-distance plan was working. Chock, too, has echoed similar sentiments, saying that it's important to be realistic about what works for both of us. These subtle changes in wording could indicate that they are preparing to transition to a new phase, one that doesn't necessarily include a constant back and forth between states. #5. Less joint public appearances. Another noticeable shift is the decline in public appearances together. At the beginning of their relationship, they were frequently seen together at Bachelor Nation events and special interviews. However, in recent months, They've been spotted less often as a couple, which has fueled speculation that they may be quietly easing into a more independent dynamic. If they were actively working toward making their long-distance relationship work, it would stand to reason that they would still be making an effort to appear publicly as a unit. Their absence as a duo may indicate that they are taking a step back from the expectations placed on them as a reality TV couple.